I am a kind person, but unfortunately I have no good rewards. What should I do? What would you do if you encounter such a sponsored person? I am a strong woman. When I was at my peak, I would repay the society and plan to support students. Unexpectedly, the girl who sponsored fell in love with a little gangster. She told me that she didn't want to be reborn anymore and wanted to marry that person. In my previous life, I advised her to put her studies first. On the surface, she agreed to me, but in private, she conspired with others to act in a scene of being kidnapped and extorted a large amount of ransom from me. I took the money to save her, but was killed by her and the little mixed force, and the body was hidden in the cement of the construction site. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn. Looking at the person who ended up killing me in his previous life, I chose not to fund her without hesitation. She asked me why I didn't support her. If you don't support me, how can I live? I smiled slightly. Since you don't want to live, then go to die. This time I won't persuade her. Her cause and effect, herself. I have to take it back. I will also get it back if I owe me. There are thousands of good-looking and high-quality complete articles, and the fragrance of ingots is scented here. The full text is updated to the end, and the wonderful story begins now. I am still alive, and this clear perception makes me happy. In my last life, when I heard that Chin Fei-ma was kidnapped, I was anxious. I kept treating Chin Fei-ma as my own sister, raising money overnight, and rushed to Chin Fei-ma to save her. Unexpectedly, this was a scene directed and acted by Chin Fei-ma. She and the man named Li Yanming kept beating me and asked me why I only raised such a little money. Chin Fei-ma cried and said to me, "Sister, Li Yanming didn't do it on purpose. You are so rich, why are you willing to give us 5 million? Do you disagree with us being together? I can't live without Li Yanming. So I can only kill you. Sister, you love me so much, you will definitely not blame me, right? Tell me the password, I will live with Li Yanming well, and I will definitely live up to my sister's money." The 500 kidnapping cheated by cheating won. They were not satisfied and kept committing violence, trying to let me tell my bank card password, and also wanted me to sign an asset transfer agreement. After knowing that Chin Fei-ma was kidnapped, I immediately called the police, but before the police arrived, I was beaten to death by them. They sealed my body in cement. After I died in my previous life, Chin Fei-ma felt no guilt at all and helped Li Yanming bury the body together. Even when facing the police questioning, he lied that I was kidnapped. She and Li Yanming came to save me with money. Yes, he was ultimately defeated by the kidnappers, and the kidnappers took me away with the money. Although my family and the police never gave up on the investigation, it was only more than a week before I discovered my body sealed in the cement floor. No matter how sad my family is, it will be useless. I pray that if there is an afterlife, I will definitely let them go to hell. Opening my eyes again, I returned to the day when Chin Fei-ma just went to college. Sister, I finally got into your school. I am your junior now. My sister will protect me, right? Looking at Chin Fei-ma in front of her, her big eyes said innocently. This sentence made me feel chilled in my heart. Chin Fei-ma and I met 3 years ago, and I discovered her on the roadside. Chin Fei-ma is a single-parent family. Her father abandoned her and her mother ran away with her mistress. Her mother had no choice but to take her to her uncle's house. That winter, due to the epidemic, every household was not rich, and her uncle was a stingy person. He didn't want more people to have dinner at home, so he drove Chin Fei-ma and his daughter to the street. I saw the mother and daughter at the door of a shop. At that time, Chin Fei-ma had already dropped out of school because he could not afford the tuition. The mother and daughter could not find a job due to the epidemic and had no place to live. They could only hide in the corner, with a thin layer of white on their bodies. At first glance, Chin Fei-ma attracted me. At that time, she was dirty and really couldn't say she was pretty, but her eyes were bright and filled with a sense of unyielding aura. I decided to fund this child. This girl who said sister protects me but behind her back wants to kill me, just because I have money. Sister, why don't you talk anymore? Chin Fei-ma walked over with a pretentious look on his face and held my arm. I endured the nausea and did not vomit it out on the spot. I just said that the weather was too hot, so I took the opportunity to pull my hand back. Sister, you said I will be rewarded by you when I was admitted to the same university. What will my sister give me? Is it a bag? Chin Fei-ma looked at me expectantly, just waiting for me to give it to him. A big gift. My reward is, I will no longer fund you, you are completely independent now, and I will not provide any help to your family. Chin Fei-ma heard me say this plainly. Although he tried his best to hide it, his voice was still trembling. Sister, are you kidding, right? You have sponsored me for so many years, why didn't you suddenly stop it? What about funding? Chen Feima's fear is true. His mother was at the root of her illness back then and she needed medicine all year round and had to get sick from time to time. I have been paying for his mother's medical expenses over the years. However, his mother is a diligent person. When she is in good health, she has been doing cleaning work in our company. She is careful and cleaned up, but she falls ill after working for a few days. I'm not kidding. Didn't you want to be with that Li Yanming before? I won't care about you anymore. I won't interfere with everything about you anymore. You can do whatever you want. You'll be with whoever you want to be with you. In my previous life, I didn't agree with her being with Li Yanming. In order to prevent her from being deceived by men, I even doubled her living expenses every month. When everyone generally only had 1 or 2,000 a month, I had already given her 6 per month thousands. But in this way, she was still not satisfied. She always asked for money a few more times a month. It was not until before I died that she said, "Sister, you are so rich, you only give me a little bit every month. I need to save several months if I want to buy a luxury bag. If the family generally gives all the money, I don't have to suffer anymore." Seeing me looking at him with a cold look, Chen Feima was completely panicked. "No, sister, don't be angry. You don't agree that Li Yanming and I are with you, so you said that, right? I will let you know how smart Li Yanming is. He is a genius, sister. You can wait and see, you will regret it." As he said that, he ran away. This time without my dissuasion, he of course couldn't wait to find his wish-fulfilled man. What Chen Feima said can no longer affect me. The sooner he is with Li Yanming, the better, so that I can catch them all in one place. In the previous life, Chen Feima was trying to drop out of school for love. I persuaded him for a long time and promised a bunch of gifts, which made him give up this idea. Unexpectedly, he obeyed Li Yanming behind his back and finally owed a lot of debts, which put the debt on me. I also checked that boy named Li Yanming. He was just a gangster who dropped out of school in junior high school. He was yellow-haired and full of swearing. He smoked and drank with a group of hooligans all day long. He was doing nothing all day long. When a girl passed by, he had to rush. People whistle a few times. The family runs a small shop and has only one son. He can't starve to death without working. He is doing nothing all day long and is hilarious. This time, without me obstructing them, their progress was faster, and they reached the point where they were going to see their parents in a few days. Of course, Chen Feima's mother would not agree. She was in a mess and finally got into my place. "Senyu, Auntie knows that you are a good child and a kind-hearted person. Please help Aunt persuade Feima. She is completely fascinated by that little yellow-haired person now." Chen Feima's mother worked hard for him all her life, but she couldn't save much money. "Auntie, I have already persuaded Feima. Feima just likes him, and there is nothing I can do about it. I also told him that I will not fund him again in the future." As he said that, I poured him a cup of tea, which shocked him. "Senyu, what are you saying? Where did you come from the funding that doesn't support it? We are a family, Chen Feima, she is your sister, no matter how you care about her, who cares about her? It turns out that mother and daughter are just like they can't figure it out. I beg me for help in the last second, and I will blame my relatives in the next second. You're just joking. I'm the only child, the pearl in my family's eye. I don't know what kind of sister I have. Chen Feima is a child who is kind to help me. I have spent a lot of money on him over the years. Isn't it the medical expenses I pay for every time you are hospitalized? The VIP wards of private hospitals cost a lot of money in a day." Seeing me talking casually about the blood their family sucked on me over the years, Chen Feima's mother could not sit still. "Fong Senyu, your family is rich, but you can't insult others like this, right? When did I not clean your company completely? That's all my hard-earned money, it's up to you to give me money." I was so angry that I laughed. "It's okay? I really don't know who should give, who should pay. Since you think this is okay, I'm polite to you. I'll let the company's personnel and finances sort out and see how you've been doing over the years. How many days have I worked? How much money did I spend on you, mother and daughter? I have to pay back all the extra money, and I have to pay back every penny." When Chen Feima's mother saw that I was really going to ask someone to settle the score, she quickly apologized. "Senyu, do our families still have to care about these things? Then Chen Feima is your sister. Auntie knows that you love her from the bottom of her heart. Auntie said the wrong thing just now. You won't really care about us, right? I don't want to continue to get entangled with him, I still have important things to do." After taking a sip of tea, he said, "I won't care about your family's affairs, and I won't care about Chen Feima's affairs. I have stopped funding Chen Feima. He is now a college student and has found a good husband, who is self-reliant. If you can't starve to death, you can do it yourself in the future. I ordered the secretary to drive him out and told the security guard downstairs not to let Chinfema and his family come in the future. When I saw the security guard, I remembered that I should have hired a few bodyguards. After all, in my last life, I was just the one who went to save Chinfema and was in danger. I needed a 24-hour personal bodyguard. I told my father about my needs and took the opportunity to act coquettishly with him. My mother died of illness when I was young. My father has to take care of the company and me over the years, which is really hard. When I saw my body in my previous life, my dad was so anxious that he fainted. Chinfema and Li Yanming ruined my family and I must have their blood debts paid for. My dad moved very quickly and sent someone over the next day. "Hello, miss, my name is Yu, and it was sent by Mr. Feng to protect you in person. He is tall and dressed in black, clean and neat, which makes people feel unobtrusive, but his temperament is calm and inexplicably feels very at ease. Don't call me a lady, just call me my name. You have to be with me every day in the future. It's too eye-catching to call me a lady. Yes, Mississippi. You followed me every day, even with me when she ate, slept, and went to the bathroom. Once again, I found out that you followed me to the bathroom, and I finally couldn't help but say, you don't have to follow me so closely. Although we are all women, I'm still embarrassed. My task is to protect the lady without any hesitation. What should I do if I don't follow her? What should I do if the lady is in danger? Are the lady tired of Jade?" Yutsai lowered her head, unable to see the expression on her face, and she was as obedient as if she was a man. "The puppy is waiting for my instructions." No, why am I tired of you? I'm not happy that you are so dedicated to protecting me, I'm just not used to it for a moment. I quickly explained. After all, it was because Chinfema and Li Yanming were blamed. If they hadn't always wanted to harm me. Where do I need a personal bodyguard? They should be solved as soon as possible. This way, Jade can be relaxed and you don't have to accompany me every day. I have been busy with the company these 2 days. After all, I have to make some contributions to my dad after being reborn. Which land cannot be bought? Which project can be invested in? I want to make our company bigger and stronger so that others can only envy it. Listening to the reports from my subordinates, his life has been in a mess since I stopped funding Chinfema. His mother has fallen ill since she went back last time. Chinfema dropped out of school on the grounds that he needed to take care of his seriously ill mother. Over the years, I have been a sucker and regularly pay every month. They are generous and used to spending money, so they have not saved any money. I spent all that savings in just a few days and I have been looking for me several times in the company. But Yutsai's security arrangements are particularly serious and responsible, and can be stopped in time every time. I decided to go back tonight and I must pay Yutsai's salary, and his security team also needs to pay. Oh, it feels so good to have money. Now Chinfema comes to see me every afternoon, but he is used to it and doesn't get up early. Today I decided to let the security guard put her up, mainly because I wanted to see how he was now. "Sister, I miss you so much." "Sister, you'll fire them all, they dare to stop me from seeing you." But in just a few days, Chinfema had already changed. In the eyes that once attracted me, there was no longer the perseverance he had before, and what was changed was greed and jealousy. He was clearly in his early 20s, and under his eyes were dark circles that could not be covered by powder. "Sister, I am the only girl left at home, so don't catch up with relatives here." I have seen his vibrator and scorpion heart, so I don't want him to call me sister again. How can you say that? I know my sister has always regarded me as her own sister. I came here this time to apologize to my sister. Chinfema became more and more anxious as he spoke. After saying a few words, he began to cry. "Sister, I know you don't want Li Yanming to be with me. I know I'm wrong. I have no money anymore, so I can only spend Li Yanming's savings. Now we can't even afford durian." "That's right. Li Yanming and I want to do some small business. My sister will give me 1 million first. Let's try it out. I guarantee that if I make money, I will definitely give it back to my sister twice." When it comes to asking for money, Chinfema was full of energy. He wanted to come and pull me several times, but he was blocked by you and prevented him from getting close to me. Chinfema began to shout non-stop, "Who are you? Why do you touch me? Sister, you can fire him." Fortunately, I hired a bodyguard, otherwise he would have been wiped with tears. In my previous life, I lost my mind in his tears again and again. I always felt that he was wronged outside. I sent him money, jewelry, and bags again and again, and bought him as much as I didn't have money, because I was afraid that he would be deceived by men. Chin Feima's tears this time were not sincere at all, and he didn't fall apart. It seemed that he had not been forced into a desperate situation. I had to work harder. I took a sip of tea to moisten my throat, so I said, Chin Feima, I have told you that I will not give you a penny in the future. It would be nice not to get back the money I spent before. No money? It's easy to deal with without money. Go and borrow it. Isn't your Li Yanming a genius? Isn't it enough to pay back the money after earning it? Feng Senyu, you don't care about me, right? You are so rich, I will care about you asking for 1 million, and you can't bear to leave it? 1 million is not much, you can earn it for 2 days. What do? I hope I will study hard, and I will be financially independent and outstanding in the future? Are you not afraid that I will become prosperous and I will leave when I come to you to squander it? Others carry LV and Chanel, only I carry second-hand bags you eliminated every day. Others can talk about boyfriends, why can't I? You are afraid that I will dress up more beautifully than you and be more beautiful than you, but you are afraid that I will be more beautiful than you. I'm living better than you. You just treat me as your pet. If you are happy, you will be funny. If you are unhappy, you will ignore you. Wait, I want to ruin you, just wait and be my money. Chin Feima didn't know what he thought of, but after he said that, he left with great momentum. The office door was not closed for me, and he was not of quality. Yutsai, let the people on Li Yanming move faster, I want to see the results immediately. Miss, my plan is being implemented secretly, and a big melon has also appeared on Chin Feima. I have made a lot of money and leisure in my past life. Now I have money and daddy in the company, so I can only do it. Become a rich second generation who does nothing. I've been so idle lately that I can only dress up. Yutsai, come and try this one looks good too. Miss, it's inconvenient to fight in this skirt. I've said it several times. Don't call me miss, just call me my name. Hurry up, try this one. You was shocked as soon as she came out. Miss, this dress makes you look taller and more elegant when worn on you. If you wear a horseface dress, it will probably be more suitable for her and it will be very charming. Miss, is it good looking? Don't call me miss, my name is Yutsai. Yutsai, it's so beautiful. I'm going to be fascinated by Yutsai's body. When this matter is over, you won't have to be a bodyguard. I'll introduce you to 2 boyfriends to talk about, how about it? I continued to hold my clothes and gesture on him as I said. I was rescued by Mr. Fong from the welfare home. There are so many people in the welfare home that they have no money. In the past, they lived a life of not having enough food or clothing. Mr. Fong saved me because he hoped that I would accompany you and protect you. Yutsai looked at me without blinking. He clearly had no expression, but he always felt a little wronged. But why have I never seen you? I really have no impression of Yutsai, and I don't remember when my dad had such a person around me. The main reason is that my dad never mentioned it to me. You have picked up a child, so Mr. Fong didn't take me to see you. But I have been working very hard. I can protect you, so you won't want me to look at others. At this time, I suddenly remembered that in the past, my father said he wanted to get a child back, but later he heard that he was adopted by the housekeeper. It turns out that he is that child. Just as I was about to say something to you, I was interrupted by the phone ringing. Mr. Fong, please read the news quickly, and something happened. My heart thumped, I hung up the phone, and quickly opened the mobile phone software. The top 10 Weibo accounts are about me. Mr. Xiao Fong pretends to fund a girl, but in order to control her life. To Chin Feima interview video, Mr. Xiao Fong is jealous of people and has a happy family. To Mr. Xiao Fong is actually homosexual. To Mr. Fong's company the stocks are affected. I keep turning back, and many other platforms on Weibo are constantly pushing this hot news. Public opinion was completely one-sided, with overwhelming criticism, and even our company's Weibo fell under. I casually clicked a video of Chen Feima's interview to quickly understand the whole story. Chen Feima found a paparazzi who was specializing in digging out black materials and said that he had a big information for him, so he started a live broadcast, a video for a full 40 minutes. First, I expressed my gratitude for my funding behavior, and then I began to blame me. Chen Feima created a strong image for himself and was not defeated by life, claiming that he was poor since childhood and suffered humiliation for studying, and I lied that I supported him in order to satisfy my selfish desires. Because I was not satisfied with his real happy life, I stopped funding him and didn't even care about his mother's medical expenses. My mother has no money to see a doctor now, and he can't continue to go to school, so he can only take care of her at home with her husband. Thanks to Li Yanming's failure to dislike him, he always stayed with him and was willing to get a marriage certificate from him. I sponsor him to control him. The video also mentioned that I recently followed another little girl, who must be the victim of the new funding. In Chinfeima's tearful description, I became a homosexual pervert who bullied others and controlled the little girl in the name of funding. Homosexuality is already controversial, and our family is also a famous company, so it naturally attracts much attention. As soon as the video was released, major marketing accounts reposted it one after another, and ignorant netizens began to insult indiscriminately. Those rich people are fake charity, so who really supports others? The richer you are, the more stingy you are. It's so disgusting. He actually kept a little girl in the name of funding, and homosexuality was a pervert. Couldn't his dad be like this, right? The country will check it out quickly. Where did he find the little girl? Will not traffickers in the population? Seeing that the comment section is getting more and more outrageous, things are getting bigger, and it is useless to withdraw the hot search now. We must provide favorable evidence to clarify it as soon as possible. I rushed back to the company immediately, called marketing, finance, legal affairs and public relations, and called my dad to let him not worry and calm the shareholders' emotions. I will deal with it quickly. Okay. Just as I was sorting out the evidence, Chinfeima called. I glanced at the legal affairs and he signaled me to record it. I answered the phone and pressed the amplification. Chinfeima, what do you mean? You forgot who saved you and your mother? Otherwise, you and your mother would have frozen to death on the streets. Fong Senyu, I have said a long time ago that I want to ruin you. You have seen it too. Now that public opinion is one-sided, you just wait to lose money and go bankrupt. On the phone, Chinfeima's voice became more and more arrogant. I used to ask for 1 million, but you didn't give it to me, but now 1 million can't be calmed down. Tell you, I want 10 million, otherwise I will start live broadcasting every day and cry, how can you pervert, how to control me and let them rob you online? Look at those netizens, I still believe in you. I smiled coldly. I was forced to do something, and I dared to come and blackmail. Chinfeima, you are spreading rumors and extortion. I can call the police to arrest you at any time. Do you look down on my lawyer or your legal affairs in our company? Seeing that I was ignorant, Chinfeima was completely angry. Li Yanming is right. You are just a pervert. You can't stand my happiness and want to control me all the time. Fortunately, I met Li Yanming and woke up, otherwise I would definitely be you control your life. The girl around you is your new funding target, right? Did you spend all the money on her? It was obvious that she was uneducated from a remote countryside. You quickly drove her away and transferred the money to my account. I can tell the media that this is a misunderstanding, and that your company will not be in trouble at that time, and I will still be your good sister. I really admire Chinfeima for saying this shamelessly. I asked him, what should I do if you say it's a misunderstanding? Netizens scold you. You don't have to worry about this. Isn't it just a few scolds? It's also painful. As long as you give me money to support me, they can curse me anyway. I won't care about a group of brainless people. There was a hint of pride in Chinfeima's voice, as if he was sure that I had to give him money. When he was complacent about his plan, I had recorded what I wanted to hear. Without saying anything to him, he hung up the phone. After hanging up the phone, I sent the recording to the Public Relations Department and asked them to prepare a clarification speech for a while. The financial department has transferred out. My father and I donated supplies in the name of private or company many times to support poor mountainous areas, and to support the people on the front line of Wuhan during the epidemic. We even bought medicines, alcohol, masks for our employees at our own expense. Certificate and foundation documents. Of course, the most important thing is the money I made to Chinfeima and the fucking medical bills, the chat records between us, and the recording just now. There is too much evidence. The company's official Weibo post was posted 3 times in a row, and then issued a statement saying, Yutsai is a professional bodyguard and there is no improper relationship. Chinfeima infringed on the company's reputation rights and expressed his rumor, blackmail, and other behaviors against Chinfeima's behavior of spreading rumors and extortion against me. It will definitely be pursued to the end. It has been called the police and handed over to the court for handling. It will never tolerate anyone who deliberately slanders others, incites public opinion, and tries to mislead netizens to breach online. As soon as the statement was released, public opinion was completely reversed, and many netizens forwarded it themselves, accusing Chinfeima. Use everyone's sympathy to cheat money. Incite everyone's emotions. Most importantly, he said that the people who help him are brainless. No one can stand it anymore. This time, it was Chinfeima's turn to be captured. Those who want to rape others online will suffer the consequences themselves. I dare to say that I'm brainless. Look at your old woman. I deserve it. No one wants it. Does anyone need to fight in the same city? If someone has money, he should spend it. Vampires are not satisfied. His mother was defeated by him. My monthly living expenses are only 1,500 yuan. My rich sister looks at me. At this time, the person I sent in front of me to deceive Li Yanming to send a message. I asked someone to deceive Li Yanming into gambling. Li Yanming himself also bets, but he didn't have much capital. They are all small places. At my signal, they took Li Yanming to some private clubs. Of course it won't be just an ordinary private club. Li Yanming won the game for a whole day and his bet was red. He really thought he was lucky enough to play bigger, so he forced his parents to sell their houses and small shops. He asked Chen Feima to take care of me again. Who knew that Chen Feima didn't get a penny back, so he forced Chen Feima to borrow money from usury. As a result, I didn't leave the casino for 3 days, and I lost more than 1 million yuan and owed foreign debts. Nowadays, usury comes to the door to ask for money every day, and if you don't have money, you have to rob it. After robbing, you have to smash the things in the house. Life is so miserable. Chen Feima and Li Yanming remembered me and were about to blackmail me 1,000 times. They could actually return the holes they had before and have the capital to make a comeback. Chen Feima found a gambling husband. I found someone to reveal this matter and posted it online. Netizens were also alert and followed the clues to find out that Li Yanming had had several girlfriends, and all of them had abortions for him. Someone else revealed that Li Yanming forced 2 old men to sell their houses, which made the 2 old men have no place to live now, and Li Yanming ignored them. Li Yanming believed that all this was caused by Chen Feima's nemesis, so he beat or scolded Chen Feima every day. Chen Feima was beaten to the point of bruising and swollen every day. The neighbors couldn't stand it, so they advised Chen Feima to call the police. Chen Feima was also forced to make a shocking speech like "Love can relieve pain." I even posted a work, hoping that everyone would not say that Li Yanming was a domestic violence man again. He hit me because he loved me. Why didn't he hit others? This is just the interest between us young couples, let alone every time the fight has not been long, and domestic violence is just a part of our lives. You should care more about your life. So, another wave of imitation craze was set off on the internet. Love can relieve pain, but he hit me if he loves me. For a moment, even the popular idol actor was not as popular as Chen Feima. More and more people commented under the video, "Let your husband put some blessings on his fists and disinfect them while fighting. Is this person not having any tendency to be abused? You should be like this bad video. Resist together, blessings are locked. Don't harm others." The rumor-producing women are really a perfect match for men who abuse domestically. I feel sorry for Mr. Feng, but the young lady is wronged. At first, Chen Feima could resist it, but all the private messages he was scolded were closed. Some people even found Chen Feima's house to throw rotten eggs, and someone used stones to smash their glass in the middle of the night. Chen Feima, aren't you afraid of being scolded? What private messages should you keep? Come out and make everyone be happy to scold you. Move away quickly. It's really disgusting to be neighbors like you. The landlord also came forward to drive out the people. After all, no one wants someone from their home to throw rotten eggs and rotten vegetables every day. I won't rent this house anymore. You are making it messy. Get out of here. The house you have lived in, it's like I've left a secret. It's so disgusting. Get out of here. Chen Feima and Li Yanming's family could only be driven out in shame. This time, we have given our company a free wave of publicity. Many netizens went to the bottom of Weibo to leave a message to support Sister Senyu. I want to buy the products of Sister Senyu's company. You can only put them on the shelves, and you can buy them at will. Such a kind-hearted and excellent company should support them more. One time, supporting Sister Senyu, I was completely busy controlling high-quality supply and researching new products, and completely forgot Chen Feima's family. My mind is full of making money, making money, making money. Get rich, get rich, get rich. When I was so busy that my feet were not stuck in the ground, an accident happened. Yutsai, I'm so sleepy. I've been busy for several days and I haven't had a beauty treatment for a long time. These days, Yuts has been with me for several days. We were tired and finally able to go home and have a good sleep. As soon as I arrived at the underground garage and was about to drive, a person rushed out from behind the side pillar, Chen Feima. He wants to stab me to death. Feng Senyu, you vixen, you seduced my husband. He doesn't want me anymore, I'm going to kill you. Chen Feima's hideous face was close to her. In an instant, I seemed to have returned to my previous life. When I was killed by her, a strong sense of suffocation controlled me. I knew I should avoid it, but my legs seemed to be stuck and I couldn't move a single step. Just when the tip of the knife was about to touch the clothes, Yutsai snatched the knife from Chinfeima's hand and threw her over her shoulder, throwing her to the ground. "Miss, are you okay? Are you injured? Are you feeling uncomfortable?" Yutsai nervously checked my body up and down, fearing something went wrong. "It's okay, I might be frightened for a moment and can't move my legs anymore. Just take a break. I finally recovered from the assassination just now." Yutsai called the police in time, took a bundle of ropes from the car, and tied Chinfeima tightly. "Now I have to go to the police station to take a record again. Miss Chen, this is the police station. You need to pay attention to evidence when speaking. You said Miss Fong seduces your husband. What about the evidence? Are you blind? My husband doesn't hit me now, and I can't find him. They are all this dead woman. It must be that he can't stand me for living well and wants to continue to control my life. Therefore, Fong Senyu, who seduces my husband, will not die well. You have that much money, what's wrong with giving me some? But you don't want to be a mere million? You must have taken Li Yanming away. I'm going to kill you." As soon as these words were said, everyone present was shocked. "Chen Fei, you are a person at the forefront of the storm. Someone in the police station has seen his name." But unexpectedly, today he broke out shocking news. The police were cheated of a lot of money when investigating Li Yanming's gambling, and he was carrying a debt. He really couldn't pay off the loan shark, and came to ask for money every day. Someone else dug out the phone calls of their relatives and friends and asked them to help pay back the money. Now, no relatives and friends dare to take them in. Li Yanming could only take Chinfeima to do some shameful business in the red light district, which could be considered a way to make a living. At the beginning, Chinfeima disagreed. Although he had a bad view of his values and had no good popularity, he was still a little courteous and honest. Li Yanming couldn't stop and scolded Li Yanming every day, and his parents were even more dissatisfied. His own mother was lying on the bed, and she didn't know if she could last until the next day. In desperation, Chinfeima started doing business. But he has been so popular recently that many people have recognized him. At the beginning, many people came to try it out, but Chinfeima could not put down his value and gradually there were no customers. The money earned is not enough for Li Yanming to gamble. Then, Li Yanming secretly introduced him to the boss with special habits, and even left a message saying that Chinfeima was his wife, and even if he was played to death, no one would care about it. After taking the money, he took his parents away. The boss's method of playing with women was extraordinary. He tortured Chinfeima in just 3 days and could no longer say anything that love can relieve pain. Chinfeima couldn't swallow this and actually settled the account on me, saying that he was seducing his husband, so he wanted to kill me. The rest is left to the police and the law. I just need to wait for the result. Of course, most of the money Li Yanming gambled in a private club went into my pocket. The most surprising thing is that a few days later, Li Yanming actually appeared in social news. It turned out that after Li Yanming ran away, his parents were afraid that Li Yanming would not be able to control his drug addiction in the future, so they kept the money sold to Chinfeima with each other every day. Once, Li Yanming couldn't help but addicted to drugs and stole money from his mother at night, but the old man fell asleep. My mother was awakened at that time. After a quarrel, Li Yanming accidentally killed his mother, took the money and ran away. His father was so scared that he quickly reported the case. His son killed his mother for gambling. Son killing mother has been on the hot search headlines and has been on the list for several days. Li Yanming was sentenced to death. Chinfeima's verdict is also coming. The reason why she delayed for so long is that Chinfeima is now mentally ill. Sometimes she said she was Wu Zetian and sometimes she said she was Jack Ma. If someone approached, she would shout molesty, which made the police uncle very troubled. Are you satisfied with the ending of Chinfeima in this life? I continue to fund a group of students in the name of the company. In the future, I cannot cut off other people's hopes because of Chinfeima's faults. In my future life, there will only be infinite sunshine and hope. To know the extra, please see below. I was a child who grew up in a welfare dean and I knew I had problems with my heart since I was a child. Our dean is a bad person who molested a young girl. Once, when Mr. Feng came to the Welfare Institute to distribute supplies, I exposed this matter to him. At that time, I had to take a gamble, but fortunately I bet right. I was taken away, the dean was arrested by the police, and other children were arranged to go there. Originally, the party always wanted to adopt me, but he was afraid that I would be alone in the future. But Mr. Feng picked up a child, and that was the first time I saw Chinfeima. She took the girl's hand and got out of the car. The bright sunshine and beautiful girl made me dare not forget it when I saw it. It turns out that there are so beautiful and kind people in this world. This girl is named Chen Feima. She always pesters Mr. Feng, and Feng is always a good person. She knew I needed someone to take care of her, but she still gave the butler some money and asked the butler to adopt me. Grandpa, the housekeeper, is very nice to me, but I still envy Chen Feima for being watched by such a good person. I worked harder, so that one day I would always be useful. Finally, Mr. Feng asked me if I would like to protect Chen Feima. This is something I have dreamed of for many years, and my other party always swears that I will never let Chen Feima suffer any harm. Chen Feima, I finally walk to you, I am willing to protect you forever. The full text is over.